Let me tell you about this nightmarish lunch. So me and the devil's lettuce, the Lord's lettuce, Jesus greens, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Me and that item are like an '80s band, one hit wonder. But we were going to lunch, and in the conversation of the car, I realized that suddenly I had become a two-hit wonder. Me and two-hit wonder don't play. So I'm talking to my friend across the table, and a little kid in the table right next to us screams like one of those like crazy like Mariah Carey scream. And suddenly, the two-hit wonder, full on panic attack. So that scream goes off, and it like reverberates in my head to the point where right there, as it was like screaming in my head, I feel like I laid down, like I kind of like stepped back away from what I was seeing, and suddenly it was like I felt like life was a screen, like I was watching a movie. And I started to have an inner monologue with myself, and I was like, Michael, you know what this is? Think back, you did a two-hit wonder. And I was like, oh, this is the bad side of it. This is the bad hardcore side of it. Why? So I, and my bestie and I, I make everything as wonderful as I can for her. And she was having such a nice lunch. I was not about to be like, I am terrified in my own brain right now. So that's happening, and I'm just like, oh God, I forgot how horrible this is. And people are being very, very loud. At least to me, it just seemed very, like the audio was out of control. And suddenly I realized that I have to pee. So now I have to pep talk myself to ask the waiter where the bathroom is and get to the bathroom. So it's bad. Like, Cubans call this la pálida. If you're Cuban, you know what la pálida is. When it's just too much. The paranoia was so bad. So I'm like, where's the restroom? And he tells me, and as he's telling me, I'm like, okay, Michael, concentrate where he's pointing. Everything went into like slow motion. I was like, oh God. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'll be right back. Oh my God. So I'm like walking to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh my God. So this like woman smiles at me, and I'm just like, you seem a little creepy. Okay, go to the bathroom. So I finally go, I take a leak, and I'm like, okay, Michael, fucking get a grip. So I stood in the stall, and I just started to I realized that I was so panicked that I had been holding my breath for a really long time. So my body was like, oxygen, queen, oxygen. So I started taking deep breaths, and I'm like, okay, Michael, we know what this is. We're gonna go back to the table. You got this. While I was in the bathroom by myself, I was very like, okay. And then I started to get very, very cold, which is like the blood sugar thing. So, and the bathroom was freezing. So suddenly from one second to the next, I was freezing, like painfully cold. Fuck. I open the door, and the audio hits me again, like way too many people, way too loud, plates clinking, talking, like, oh fuck. So I'm like, creepy woman, back to the bathroom. Same creepy lady smiled at me. I get to the table, and my friend sees that I'm shaking. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm very cold. Plus, I had drank 2 glasses of iced tea, big, like really fast, because I was thirsty. So I was freezing. So she's already eating her appetizer. She's like, oh, go to the car and get your jacket. Dun, 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 dun. Michael must now contemplate getting to the car with this nota tan fea that I had going on. So I get up again. And by this point, smiley, creepy ladies looking at me like, the fuck? Is like, I walk outside, and it's warm outside, and I was like, oh my God, thank God. But the sidewalk is like, the sidewalk is snaking, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how horrible this feeling is. Two-hit wonder, and from a one-hitter, like minuscule. I get to the car, I put on the jacket, I walk by smiling lady one more time. I sit down, and I'm just my friend is talking, and I'm not even listening to her. I'm just concentrating on my breathing. Like, Michael, deep breaths, everything is fine. You're having a lovely lunch with your friend. Meanwhile, in the background, I'm like, I want to go home. I just want to go home. So finally, I felt it. Like, I felt the dial come down from like an 89 that it was at, and I was back down to like a 10, and I was like, oh, thank God that passed. So You let me know if you've had this experience. I have had this experience with an edible that was awful, but that was 4 hours of like, Lord Jesus, turn this off, please. And that was the Olive Garden. Have a great day.